In the heart of Africa, one man declared war on an empire. Not with bombs, but with truth. His name is Ibrahim Traoré, and this is his story. He was born in 1988 in a village no one outside Burkina Faso could pronounce Kara Bondakai, a place where the earth was cracked, the future unclear, and hope lived quietly in the hearts of children. But this child, he asked questions others wouldn't. Why are we always poor? Why do our people serve foreign masters? While others grew silent, he grew louder. Books became his shield, ideas his sword. At the University of Ouagadougou, he studied geology, but more than rocks, he studied power. And then he did the unexpected. He put down the pen and picked up a uniform. In 2009, Ibrahim Traoré joined the military, not to serve orders, but to understand who gives them. He served in Mali, witnessed insurgency, buried friends. But more than war, he saw truth. The enemy wasn't just terror. It was corruption, exploitation, betrayal. Why are we always fighting our own? That question stayed with him. He wasn't climbing ranks. He was studying the system from the inside. Waiting. In early 2022, President Roch Kabore was ousted. A new military ruler took over, Paul-Henri Damiba. People cheered. But nothing changed. The north still burned, soldiers died, supplies vanished, and Damiba grew distant from his promises. That's when Captain Ibrahim Traoré stepped in. September 30th, 2022, without a drop of blood, without a single shot, Traoré led a second coup. At 34 years old, the youngest president on earth stood before his people and said, "This is not for power. This is for survival." He didn't take office in a tailored suit. He didn't quote diplomats. He wore his uniform, and he quoted the revolution. Thomas Sankara's legacy was alive again. Traoré didn't want handshakes from Western ambassadors. He wanted food on African tables. And then he made his boldest move. He kicked out the French military. France had maintained control over Burkina Faso for decades through money, soldiers, contracts. But Traoré saw it clearly. How can we be free if we rely on our colonizers to protect us? He suspended military ties, pushed out French forces, nationalized gold mines. The West panicked. The youth cheered. Suddenly, he wasn't just a president, he was a symbol. In 2025, he launched the progressive and popular revolution. He didn't ask for aid. He demanded independence. Subsidies for farmers, state-built factories, canceled debts. He said, Burkina Faso won't beg, we'll build. And while others doubted, he worked. But revolution is not clean. In 2024, over 100 soldiers were killed in one ambush. Journalists disappeared, critics silenced, elections postponed. Was Traoré saving his nation or becoming what he once opposed? The world began to question him, but in Africa's streets, another voice answered, revolution is never perfect, but silence, that's always deadly. He doesn't seek fame, but the world is watching. To some, he's a dictator. To others, a liberator. In Burkina Faso, they call him Le Président du Peuple, the people's president, and posters, murals, songs, he's everywhere. Because sometimes hope needs a face. This is not just the story of a man. This is the story of resistance, of rebirth, of one voice that refused to stay silent, and maybe, just maybe, it's the beginning of a new Africa. If this story moved you, if you believe Africa deserves better, if you believe leadership can be different, subscribe to BizMind Forge because truth isn't always on the news. Sometimes it starts with you.